Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again to
There we
another
go.
day Q&A. We're here, ready to rock and roll another week. So what do we have on today? So we're going to actually, let's do the introductions, do's and don'ts, and then we'll jump into how we're going to run today's stream. So Scott, I'll introduce myself. Hello, my name is Simon Lightfoot. I'm a Flutter community leader. We don't work for Google. This is a community project. And I work at Dev Angels London. I'm CTO. And you can follow me on Twitter at Dev Angels London. And our links are in the description. Scott.
I am Scott Stahl. I am also a community leader and GDG organizer. As you can tell, I have had less coffee than Simon. And we will relax and enjoy the show. So what are we doing unusual with today's show?
Hang on. I just want to say we have got Randall in the background. He's in chat. He's helping us capture those all-important questions that you're going to fire into the chat. And just don't forget to enter it with a Q in front so Randall can find them and we can answer them. And we have some guests today. But first of all, we're going to go through our do's and don'ts. Scott.
Be nice, be respectful, be constructive. It's YouTube, not Reddit. Don't post anything that's adult, rude, offensive. You all know this. Come on, don't advertise your companies. Don't keep posting the same question over and over and over again, or we will skip it. And harassment of any kind is not tolerated, incel, bigotry, etc., etc. We do share ban lists with everyone else in the community. So if you get kicked out of here, don't be surprised if you can't log in anywhere else.
So I did actually want to mention this. Just reminded me when you were just talking through that. I mean, we have to go through every single time. We just want to make sure everyone's aware, because you don't want to get banned and be like, oh my god, what happened? There's always going to be a reason if something does happen like that. So just play nice and play nice with others, and everything will be good. I did notice the other week that we did complain about someone reposting. When I look back at the history, it was the same question, but just slightly changed, like they cleaned it up and like rephrased it a little bit. So I think just take your time to answer your question first, so we don't see it as spam, and then you'll get your question answered. So just take time, post your questions. We have plenty of time in these streams to get through as many as we can. So we have a couple of guests this week, and as you know, we've advertised SuperDeclarative. That's Matt Carroll. He'll be joining us in just under 1 hour, halfway through the show, because he is in Pacific time over in America. I think it's Pacific time, isn't it? In the far coast?
Yes, he is. I'm sorry. I saw a comment about a dancing dash, and I'm starting to look around for my dash, and I really am beginning to wonder if the dog ate it.
We got a little disco. We got the little Flutter disco going today. Just throw that on.
There's my dash. You stole it.
Right? No, these are my dashes. This is the two different ones. Look, they're different. People didn't realize that light one. Dark one. Hey, look, and we have
Randall. There's Randall with it. There it is. No.
So my dash go? It's right. So anyway, let's crack on. So Matt Carroll will be joining us later, and right now we have a Grooven Chip who's going to join us on the stream. Grooven.
Hey there.
So we say Grooven Chip, but your name is Ruben.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Ruben, for joining us on the stream.
Sure.
Ruben.
I'm sure people know you from the community, but what have you been working on recently? Because you've got a little announcement, right?
Yes, this morning on Twitter and Medium, I announced that macOS UI has gone stable at version 1. For anyone who might not be aware of what macOS UI is, it is a Flutter package that provides widgets and themes that replicate the latest macOS design system.
So, you've been working on this for quite some time, right?
For a year.
A year. I remember us talking about this quite some time ago. Can't believe a year's gone past this. So really? This is the package. This is the package on. Let's make that bigger. So is this? We're looking at version 1. Wow, there you go. Groovenchip.dev. Brilliant. Look at that. So you can do all these kind of toggle sidebar. Cool.
Yeah.
Scaffold.
It's kind of interesting that you got the UI ready to 1.0 before Mac desktop hit stable. So you're ready for when it goes stable.
Yeah, I'm ready whenever they're ready. I'm ready.
Oh God, I can't even make it the right size now. Well, I'll give up on that. I was going to make it bigger, but yeah. So we've got all this cool stuff now. So does I tell you what I saw recently. What just reminded me was that you can get like context menus. Do you support the Mac context menus yet?
So we do not have that as part of the package. Although I just saw that the folks who do Rose, who make the Rose application, published a new native context menu plugin.
Oh, ROWS, Rose.
Yes, Rose. Yeah. And I need to check that out and see if their implementation allows the menus to overflow the bounds of the Flutter app, seeing as how they are calling native code. So it's possible that if it is,
it could just be nice if there's already a package that they're using, or talk to them about maybe splitting it out into its own package, and then you can just put in your README, we recommend this package to support these things.
Yeah, I think that's probably what the route that I would go, despite just recently converting macOS UI into a plugin itself to do some native code. I did that for the ColorWell widget. It launches the native macOS
color picker.
Color picker, yeah. So the ColorWell widget, when you click on it, launches the native macOS color picker and streams back color selections to the Flutter app.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. If what they're doing,
oh, look at that. That's awesome.
Probably just, that's the work of Minas, one of my contributors. Who
is that the guy who's doing Fluent UI as well?
No, that's Bruno De Luca.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but Minas has been absolutely incredible as a contributor. He's been really amazing. I'm so grateful to have him on board. But yeah, as I was saying, once I'm able to check out that new context menu plugin, in detail, I just briefly skimmed it. If I like it enough, I'll probably link to it. Yeah.
Because I just find it interesting. So yeah, some of these things like the pop-up menus and like the choosers, sometimes, it makes sense to have them in the app. But then also, I do wonder about what that might mean if these were the native ones, because then you kind of get maybe a bit more, maybe it's less control of the pixels, but you get more in that compatibility with the operating system.
Yeah.
Nice. So anyone can, who was it that was building, my names are not going to be with me today. FVM. Who's the author of FVM?
FVM is his name's on the tip of my tongue. Why can't I remember? Oh my gosh!
It's spreading. It's spreading like a disease.
I'm gonna kick myself. I know who it is. I know him. I know his name.
Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can. I know it's on his GitHub. I'm gonna go find his GitHub quickly. He says, and not finding it.
Yeah, I'm also looking. Oh my gosh. I feel so bad.
I know, so do I now. Oh, Leo, of course,
yes,
it's Leo.
That's right, Leo Farias.
Yeah. So Leo has done doesn't he done like a UI with Sidekick? That's the one. Have you seen Sidekick?
I have seen that. He did that with purely material widgets, though. I remember talking to him.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Hang on, let me just open this up here. I just looking at this here. He's got this kind of like transparent UI. I'm just thinking like.
So he would have modified the macOS window.swift, I think the file is called, in the macOS runner for the app.
Okay.
This is not something that's supported so far in a plugin that's available that you could just use. I know that Bits Dojo Window.
Bits Dojo. He's done some really
Bits
good
Dojo
stuff,
Window intends, or at least the last time I talked to the author of that package, I still don't know his name. I just call him Bit. The last time I talked to him about it, which was months ago, he was intending to support the transparency via the plugin, like via methods you could call from Flutter to control the transparency. But It hasn't been implemented yet. And I recently took a look at his code to see if I could contribute something to make it work that way, but I barely was comprehending what I was looking at on the native side. So
I mean, this is some really great contributors. I'm just thinking about, like, I feel like there's when you have first party packages like this Sidekick one that are like, so I was, I mean, not first party, but the community, they're ones the community want to use. These are the prime candidates for like making this UI and enhancing its packages. If there's a problem in this, then it's a problem that gets solved in the package. So I kind of feel like maybe it's a case of like Leo, yourself, Bit get together. This is just my opinion. I'm just throwing this out there. No idea who wants to do what. But no, I'm just thinking that if Sidekick was to use your package, right, for that Mac experience, then great, because then anything that he's done contributes to Mac, the Mac package, and then the Mac package also has a prime sort of dog food candidate, as it were. That means that we can actually sort of like see what's going on and improve on that package
that's exactly how Manas came to be a contributor to macOS UI, because his application Shortcut Keeper is in production using macOS UI. And
I think I saw that. Yeah. Do you have a link to it at all?
I could grab you one real quick.
In the meantime, I'm gonna.
And when you're done with that, we have several questions for you already.
Oh, brilliant!
Sure. Yeah. Here.
I'm just gonna have a quick ping through this list. Oh, you got it already. Cool. That was quick. Let me have a quick look here. So you got sheets, all the fields, labels. Wow.
Tooltips.
Like, this is awesome. Progress indicators. So this is the problem, right? So this screenshot here, it doesn't appear outside the window bounds, does it?
No. So that is a screenshot taken from the Apple website, from the Apple Design Guideline website. So we have yet to implement something like what you see here in terms of this popover, right?
So I'm not sure. I know the Flutter team were working on. So I don't know if anyone knows this, but if you go look at like the window implementation in Flutter, it's called Flutter Window now, where the idea is that you can actually have multiple windows running Flutter and multiple panels like this. So you can actually have one Flutter panel separate to another Flutter panel, as it were, and this can give you this kind of effect. I don't know where they've got to with that, and I know it's quite a difficult problem, right? It's not a simple thing.
Yeah,
it looks simple, but it's not.
Yeah.
Which
so does
macOS support multiple windows?
So macOS UI can support that as long as you're using some of the existing Flutter plugins that are doing multi-window. There are two that I know of, and one is called multi-window and the other is called Flutter multi-window.
Okay.
And you can use macOS UI widgets in any Flutter window you want.
Cool. So I wonder if this is using. This is look, online demo. Roddy Davis. The Roddy must have done this.
I think
Flutter multi-window.
That one, look, he published 2 years ago. So there's another one. Maybe it's called multi-window.
Here we are. This is Wolf. No, this is Wolf. Yeah, Wolf. Yeah, he's good.
This is one of the ones that I was talking about, and then I think the Lean Flutter folks have done one as well.
Yeah, so like warning, experimental, no guarantees on the API based. Well, here's another thing, like no Windows support. I might talk to him about adding that, because I can add Windows support to this, I think.
Yeah, there's let me just look it up. Flutter multi-window, because I know that those guys
you might already have one. Also GitLab. Wow.
Yeah. I know there's another one.
Windows support 1 week ago. So maybe that's something I can look into help out with.
Desktop multi-window.
Desktop multi-window?
Yeah, this is by mixin.dev. So I guess it's not the Lean Flutter folks.
So this actually gives you a surface that you can render to, because I mean I get the fact that this is like creating a window and you can give it a size and so on, but there must be a way of painting particularly to that window. Runs on a different Flutter engine, yeah. So you need to give it. Here we go. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah. So when you start it up, you invoke it. Oh, it's interesting. It actually gives you a method called handler. Invoke method. No, what I was looking at is basically when you start a new Flutter engine, you need to give it like an entry point, so it's not just duplicating what you already have.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wonder if he's got stuff in here. Have a look. Look. Why not? We're here. We're looking at it. Right, we'll get to questions in just a moment, everyone. So I just want to quick nosy. So yeah, so create window arguments.
John, you would have been in a lot of trouble if you would have missed today.
I know how this is working now, and this is the annoying thing. So basically, the way he's done this, it works. It's not great, but it works. And this is what he's saying here is it always calls your main Dart file, and then your Dart entry point can actually be given arguments, a list of string called arguments. And what he's saying is that you'll get when it's 0, the value is multi-window. When it's 1, it's the ID of the window. And then entry 2 in that list will be the string of arguments. So that if you want to create a new window, then you can respond your UI particularly to that window. It's the way you would deal with like spinning off child processes in quite a lot of programming. It's very similar. Yeah, I think there's some slightly better ways of doing this now. If I'm honest, I think that there might be some ways of doing that where you can declare it to run different main entry points. It might be an improvement on the library. But anyway, there's a few libraries out there that support this now, which is really great.
Yeah,
and that's also to the support of Flutter as well, because Flutter had to make some changes to support it effectively, shall we say?
Yeah.
And this is that shortcut keeper that actually uses your package. Wow. So this entire UI that we're seeing is actually done with your package.
That's right.
That is awesome.
Nice.
Oh, dark and light mode. Nice. Look at that. Awesome.
It definitely looks native.
It's nice. Enjoy. Did you get that kind of like I don't know, warm feeling that your package has gone to some?
Oh my gosh! Yes. When I found out about this, I was over the moon. I was overjoyed.
But that was like almost a year ago, wasn't it, or something? When somebody started using it,
it was maybe somewhere around the end of last year.
So
we have to jump up. All right, questions.
Yeah,
Somebody's asking about the theme extension.
So I actually only heard of this when I saw the Decoding Flutter video yesterday.
Same.
I literally didn't know it was in the pipeline. I've been so busy recently, not been paying attention to any of the Flutter commits or anything. So I was really not. I think it's a really nice idea. Has anyone actually seen the documentation for it? I can bring it up. Let's see if. Oops, wrong button. Let's bring this up. Hopefully this works. Let's have a look. So I've gone to, it says, one day I'll get it right. There we go. So this is the master documentation. So you see down here, it says it's master and when it's generated, which was today. So that's all, a few hours ago. So basically this, if you didn't know, the URL is, hang on, I'll bring it up somewhere. This is the URL. So this URL here, master-api.flutter.dev, takes you to essentially the same version of api.flutter.dev, but from the master commit on the repo. So this allows you to see the bleeding edge documentation that is available for anything in beta/master channels. So if we're in here and we search theme extensions, we should see it. There we go, theme extension. So let's see if I can make this a bit bigger. There we go. So theme extension, the idea. We've got a little example in here. Can I just bring up the code? I wish I could like hide that side panel.
That would be pretty great.
I'll tell you, why don't we go into this a little bit more deeply with Matt, because I know Ruben's got to get going here pretty soon, and we've got a couple of questions for him specifically.
Oh, have we? Oh, okay, yeah, let's answer those first.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it, and then we'll jump into this.
I was thinking that was it, because I was at the veterinarian all day yesterday, so I missed the announcement. I'm going to have to go look at the video.
Go for it.
So can macOS UI be used with Flutter Web? Yes. So macOS UI can be used with all platforms that Flutter supports currently. There is, and in fact, on the repository for macOS UI, we have linked a web demo. The example app for the package gets deployed to Flutter Web, via GitHub Pages every time we have a new release. So you can go check it out right now. You'll find that there is one widget out of everything that in particular that doesn't work, and that will be the color well, because it launches the native macOS color picker. I do intend to add some behavior that will account for that, and either it'll throw an exception or it will open just some generic color picker so that it can work on other platforms. But really, this package is really meant to be used with Mac Flutter applications.
Were you saying that it's published on like a demo site?
Yes. If you go to here, I'll just put it in the chat right now.
Because I was just looking at, I feel like that would be really good is if that was put at. I reckon you should put that at the very top of your documentation on there. I don't see it in the
so it's linked on the sidebar in the About section of the repository.
Yeah, I think you should put that in the README, because then on pub.dev, people immediately see a link, they tap on it, they can play around with the widgets and go, "This is amazing," and they're going to use it, right?
Okay, good idea.
Just yeah, find that back. Yeah, so
there's a link there.
Hang on, I'll pop it open. So yeah, wow, look at that. So this is built in. The entire UI is reactive in your package. So we've got. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
This. I see. Yeah, so we keep it inside the screen and then we scroll the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's not good.
I think if you scroll.
Yeah, so it doesn't. Do you mean the Mac doesn't make? You can't click on like the arrows for it to scroll? Or is that just me? Like
I don't. This wasn't. Sure. I don't actually. I have to double check that.
Blind.
Yeah, same.
You always complain anytime anyone uses light theme, Simon.
I have like bad vision. I have astigmatism. I like light mode kills me.
See. That's cool. A resizable pane. Ooh.
Ruben, can we assume that it conforms 100% to human interface design or no?
We do the best we can. Unfortunately, Apple documentation is contradictory at times, and lacking many times. And so we do the best we can.
You mean that they haven't documented their own guidelines?
Something I've started doing recently, Minas actually started doing this and then shared it with me, is have a native Cocoa application like with Xcode, and just use the what do they call it? They call it the there's like a plus that opens up this little window of, I think it's it's like a UI library that it opens up and you can drag.
Yeah, storyboards, right?
Yeah. So we use like a storyboard, like a Mac storyboard, for for taking a look at at native components and trying to derive their values and attributes. That is also lacking. So here's what we do. We do a combination of the Apple Human Interface Guidelines, a Figma design kit that we have, which is not an official Apple thing, but I don't know where it came from.
Mhm.
And then the Apple Sketch library, the official Apple Sketch library, and trying to do native, the native components. So we do our best.
Okay.
Any other questions about macOS UI?
Let's see if we've got anything coming in. We did the support Windows, interface guidelines.
Mm-hmm. We've got the link in there a couple of times. Make sure.
I think John has told you.
Yeah.
There are some spelling.
Well,
issues
but
in
but,
there.
here, but I asked for clarification on that, and that's what we got.
Oh, okay. All right. It's not too bad then. Not too bad. All right. Maybe
Yeah, 'cause
just
I wasn't sure
right.
if you meant the theme extensions.
Yeah. I think that's it for now.
All right.
I think
Well,
that's
then, if anybody has any further
Last,
questions,
we will get
I
to
would-
that other question.
Yeah.
if anyone has any further questions, I would direct you to ask me on Twitter at GrooveandChip, or file an issue on our or open a discussion on the macOS UI repository, and I would love to talk with you guys about it.
Links are in the chat right now.
Yeah, links are in the chat. Hit me up.
Yeah.
And the repo.
One last personal question on your way out the door. How many guitars do you own?
I've got 2 electric guitars sitting right here. I've got an older electric guitar sitting over there that I don't really play much anymore. And I've got an acoustic guitar in the corner over there that I also don't really play much anymore. And I've got a bass guitar in my basement.
And then he goes, I have
what's the
this other
bass?
rack of 20 guitars behind the camera that you can't see.
I wish.
What kind of bass?
It's a Fender Squire Jazz Jazz something.
It's jazz. It's got a pair of jazz pickups. Yeah, because
it's got
I
jazz
have
pickups.
I have a Jaguar,
Yeah,
which
a
is
Jaguar.
jazz pickup on
it's
the
it's
bridge.
a Squire
and then,
Jaguar. Yeah.
All right, then.
And at one point,
Anyway.
I had an electric drum kit. I All right.
Now
Thank
you
you
can
guys
make
so
the.
much for having me on.
I was saying, now you can
Hey,
make the
thanks for
macOS
coming.
X UI.
And don't forget, folks, use macOS X UI on your Android apps
Cool.
and
Thanks,
give
Rick.
them to your
What would be the
relatives.
most heretical use of it? Like if you did it on like Windows or Linux, or if it was on like Android?
I don't think it, I think the thing is, it's more about the UX user experience, right? Like it's not the buttons or the menus. It's about how you place or use things. Like there's a Mac way of doing things.
Yes.
That if you were to do that on Windows, you would just confuse all your Windows users, right? So it wouldn't be effective use. But you can still make it look nice, Oh dear, go on. Right. Thanks, Chip, and we'll speak soon.
All right.
Have a
Take
lovely
care,
day.
guys.
Ciao.
Take it
Bye.
easy.
So that's awesome. So
Yes.
just when you start seeing that kind of thing come together, when you see it all in one, like using all the widgets in one place, you suddenly start realizing how what's the word? It kind of uplifts you about Flutter. Like it makes you like, for me personally, it's like, wow, yeah, you almost forget what you can do with Flutter. Like that's control of every pixel.
Oh, it's dangerous.
It
Don't forget,
looks-
you can put a Windows 95 UI on Mac.
right. Hang on. Should I find that package? Should I find
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, the
what's it
package.
called? It's called Flutter.
There's a
Flutter.
Windows 95 package out there.
Yeah. So,
So-
actually, one of the contributors, Beltran. What's his first name? Oh,
Beltran. Oh man,
oh God.
don't ask me. It has been a horrendous week over here.
Miguel. Of course, it's Miguel.
Miguel Beltran. Yes.
Yeah, Miguel Beltran did this package. It's called Flutter 95.
Yep.
There you go. Look, Flutter 95, and you can make your mobile apps look like Windows 95. Oh,
What's even better though, I
horror.
wonder if that will work on
Horror.
Windows desktop,
Yeah, it would.
or better
I mean,
yet, Mac desktop.
look, you can do.
But
like
if you put this on Windows desktop, it'll really
Scaffold,
make people stop.
menus. Well,
You
you've
go,
got
wait, what
buttons.
did I just download? Is this old?
Right, but this is what I said. So there's actually another package made by Chicago. What's it called? Chicago, something like that. Yeah, this one. This is another one.
Chicago
So this is
Widget
built.
Library.
This is built by Todd. Todd works on. This is Todd. I can't say his last name. Volkert.
Volker?
He works on the Flutter engine team, and I think he runs the Flutter engine team. But he made this package, which is, again, he did this for one of the presentations he did. But this is, again, a full UI package that you can use in your apps. And this is kind of around the Linux, early sort of Linux style, sort of open sourcey style of UI. But again, it's super. This is how detailed it is. You've got these like tables, data tables, and a bunch of really impressive UI. What's the word? Concepts being used. Oh, look, this library is known not to work against Flutter 2.2. It relies on commits that have not yet made it into stable. Well, this is old now. So we're ahead of that now. So yeah, you should retro 32-bit desktop sort of design language. But yeah, that's another one you can try out. So Chicago.
Also, folks, we're coming up on that time again. We have no idea exactly what they're going to be doing. But don't forget that Flutter tends to release new information. The Flutter team tends to release new information at 2 times a year. Around their annual event, which can be, December to January now. And then there's always at least a little something at I.O. Usually they make the big announcement at their own thing. But, I.O. is coming up next week. And, yeah. We'll check that out.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. So we have a little bit of time here to burn still. So let's get your questions in. And we can answer them. We can talk about.
Well, somebody has asked a question if they can ask a question.
You can always.
What if you said no?
Don't ask to ask, just ask is the answer to that, right? Get your questions in, get the queue in front of them so we can find them, and we'll get them answered on stream. Right. So should we go back to the theme extension one?
Absolutely.
Back to that. Let's see. Where was
While we're doing that, I'm going to run some banners across the bottom with useful links. But Simon, go right ahead.
Yeah. Let's jump into this. So what's kind of interesting about this, it'd be good if you do them as ticking banners, if you can, because the screen share. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so let's see if I can get this. What I might do is pull this open in we can have a play around with this. This is actually a good example. Should we see if we can get this working in what's it called? Dartpad.
Gotcha. Speaking of Dartpad and all, what if you and Matt had a code off?
Code off.
You got to find a way to show two screen shares at the same time.
Stable. Hang on. Beta. Will this work on beta? Let's see. Let's find out. Oh. No. There we go. Hey, look at that. It works. So we were playing around with theming the other week, right? And I was talking about some of this stuff. So let me just talk you through some of this new gizmos and gadgets that we now have. So let me make the code bigger and see if I can get more on screen here. Okay. So hopefully that's legible enough for everyone. And if not, I'm so sorry you had to part with it. Right. So this is standard run app stuff. And it just builds this My App widget. My App here has a is light theme true or is not, and then this toggles it. And this is the magic. Now check this out, Scott. You'll find this interesting. So over here, when you define your theme, you can there's an extra parameter called extensions, which is a list of theme extension.
Okay.
Right. And in this case, the extension that's been added is called My Colors. You can stop the banners. This is just not helpful at all. Super distracting.
Let people get this one. And okay, My Colors.
Right. So So you can do copy. So basically, what we're saying is it's starting with the light and dark themes, but you can also, whatever theme you want, add this extensions list which is a list of theme extension. And this is whatever classes you want that extend theme extension. So we'll get to that in a minute. But in this case, you can now add your own styles. So this is like my colors with your own, whatever it is for this. So this could be your colors. You could have app colors, or let's say you have a widget like a custom button and a special app button that you want, and you want colors for different themes. You can kind of easily manage that now. So this just switches out theme like usual. And then down in your actual widgets, you do this. You say theme.of context extensions, and then you ask for the extension of your type. And what that does is that returns that object, and then you can just access those theme colors like you would do normally. So this is kind of like it extends the inherited widget of theme with more styles and themes of your own making. And down here is how you declare your this is how you declare your own theme. It's just this. You say whatever it is, whatever you want to call your class, extends theme extension, and it's a it has a generic of its own type, and this is so that it knows the type to return down here. So it seems a bit trippy, but this is perfectly valid. And then yeah, brand color danger. These are the variables you want to pass in, and then the only two functions you need to override are copy with and lerp, which are the two things. So when you copy a theme, it will copy and override the things you need to. Standard copy with behavior. If it's not null, then use the one passed in. And then lerp is just linear interpolation, which is how you sort of fade from one to the other. So if you press the button on the right here, it's going between these light colored blues and the blue and reds and the dark ones. So if I go down here and we change these colors here to something more drastic, like color green and color yellow, and this colors, sorry. What are we saying? Oh, cool. Oh, we got a little drop down list. I didn't know we had that now. All right, cool. Run. So what this should do, give it a second, is that when we run this, if you look at the linear interpolation now, the red goes to yellow, nicely scales between it, and the blue scales to green. And that's the linear interpolation fading between those two values, essentially. The fading is the wrong way. It's actually linear interpolation, is what it's called. And that's this bit here, color.lerp. And this is going from the first theme's brand color to the second theme's, the one you're switching to, brand's color, by this T amount. T is short for time, which is also between 0 and 1. So it's what percentage of one to use versus the other. And that's that kind of standard interpolation. But yeah, there you go.
So basically that offsets when the 50-50 point is?
Yes, in essence, I suppose. So it's about how much of one versus the other. I think, in fact, if we go to, let me just see if I can get them up. You should see the implementation. It's really simple. There's nothing like magical here. He says, yeah, well, it's using internal functions, actually. I was going to bring it here. I'll bring it up. This is the lerp method. Basically saying if both are not null, then it's literally taking it's doing this lerp in, which essentially is doing a lerp between each alpha red, green, blue, and then clamping them into range. I think get the source code.
James, we got your question the first time. You're on the list.
See what we could do. Give me 1 second here. Let's see if I can. If you're interested, we'll have a quick exploration and we'll get on to some more questions. Hopefully, some more questions are being posted. Oh, I see lots. Of
plenty.
Plenty of questions.
I've just been letting you play.
Oh,
following up on that key store one, we can hopefully knock out really quick. There are two pieces of clarification.
Key store?
He's looking to use an old key store to deploy the app. Huh? What's that?
You said you can do that. No, you can use any key store. Shouldn't be a problem.
Does he have to upload it to the Google Play console somehow? And when he's uploaded the app release AAB file, I get the Android app bundle was not signed. How do I use my old key store to deploy the app? Do I have to upload the key store?
Okay, so hold on, hold your horses. Let's go back to the first point, and we'll get to the second point. So, all right. I just want to just see if I can bring something up here quickly. So,
what's really the first point? The second point has more added to the first, is all.
Bear with me. want to find something. One time I want to find it, I can't find it. Why is nothing ever simple? Well, anyway, I was going to find that lerp function, but yeah, there's no need. It's not that important. Right. So how do I use my old key store to deploy my app? So your apps are deployed now by the Play Store. So this, by the way, this is key stores is particularly Android thing. There are signing keys and certificates on Apple. That's a separate topic. This is only talking about Android right now. So your key store is a small signing certificate. You have a public-private key pair. And the idea is that you sign it on your side, and the Play Store, when it distributes it, the app so your user can validate that key is yours, and therefore this is your version of the app. And the Play Store makes that determination, so no one can actually deploy apps with your bundle ID without using your certificate, right? It would just not be a valid app, right? So this is a protection mechanism that's used. It also is used for integrity, so you know that it comes from a valid source, right? Get back on topic. So how do you use your old key store? So you have your key store file. If you have deployed a app, here's the problem. If you've already deployed an app or an APK into that new listing on the Play Store, then you would have messed this up. You can't use it, right? So I just want to be clear. So in the Play Store, if you go back to the first bit of the question, we'll get to app bundles in a second.
Well, it's the last part of this is the first question again repeated. That's all. That's why I have it up.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about
Do I
the
have
app.
to upload the key store to Google Play Console?
Well, the thing is, if you've got, I don't know, understand what you're trying to do here. So you've got an old key store, and sorry, there's a there's two definitions here. Let me just see if I can get you the bit here. No, what's it called? App integrity. So I'm going to bring this up on the. So I'll share this link in the chat with everyone, and I'm going to bring this up on stream. So this is the help documentation I've posted. It talks about how it works and all the rest of it. But the point here is, when you upload your app, the key that you sign with on your machine is called the upload key. This is only used to validate that you are the right developer who can upload to the Play Store. That's all it's used for. Your end users don't use this key. What happens is then the Play Store separates your AAB file into chunks. So it only deploys the necessary files to the right people. And that's what Google generated app signing is used for, or you can use any different signing key you want. And that's the bit, this is the bit that you're looking for. And the idea is that you upload you opt out of the app signing or whatever, and then you can upload your key to the Play Store so it can re-sign it. Yeah, where is it? Use app signing as another developer account. Another app in this developer account. Yeah. Upgrade your app signing in the enrollment in the Play Store signing. There you go. So that's what you need to do. Basically, when you're enrolling to app signing, you send your key over to them. Now, if there's already a key there, that's it. It's valid. You don't use your old key. I think you might also be getting confused with the fact that the old key. Can you bring the question back up again, Scott?
Sure.
You get rid of the questions off our list before.
I was getting it out of the way of your screen share.
No, what I mean is we have the list of upcoming questions. They disappear too early.
I got it. I'm tracking it.
Right. So you're saying the app bundle was not signed. You still have to sign it on your local machine, right? So that's called your upload key. So you don't use your old key store for that. You just generate a new one. That's your upload key, and then you go into the Play Store console and you tell them there's a form you fill in, which is what these instructions talk about. Probably somewhere in here, there should be. I don't know why it's not open. Maybe it's the same page. Further down, yeah, upgrade. There we go. Upload your new key store and generate upload proof of rotation. And this is how you do it. And basically, this is uploading your new signing key to Google, and then they will create an upload key and update key source. That's all you want to do. You're just changing your upload key if you already have app signing turned on, which I suspect is what's happening here. Basically, you've got a new machine, you maybe got an old key store or something like that. The key store you've probably got is not the one you want to use. You just want to create a new upload key and then let Google know that. Every new app is automatically enrolled, I think, into the app signing process. You won't be able to use app bundles without the Play Store being able to sign your apps on your behalf for your end users. So it's worth looking into. There's an interesting section. So it's called App Integrity, and you'll find it. They are really. It's in the left menu under Setup. It's called App Integrity, and you'll find that in the Play Store. That's that, really. I mean, I can't without knowing more. It's really difficult to know your exact situation, but hopefully my explanation of some points there hopefully triggered something and put you in the right direction.
Yeah. Alrighty. How well does Flutter Desktop work on Linux distros? Well, it's not stable yet. But that doesn't normally mean a lot.
I'm going to caveat that because the installer for Ubuntu is made in Flutter.
That's right.
So
wait, have they released that one yet? I know it was coming.
Yeah, it's been.
Is it live?
I believe it's been released. Yeah, I believe it's been released. Canonical have been the primary driver behind the Flutter take up on Linux, and I believe they're rewriting all of their desktop stuff in like Flutter.
And they did as of Engage. Engage was
quite some time ago.
Oh my goodness, yeah, quite some time ago. As of Engage, they were recommending that Flutter be the way to write Linux apps instead of GTK. So how well does it work on Linux distros? The people at Ubuntu are saying to use it. I think they know better than we do. Tornike, I'm going to skip your question for right now because I want Matt to be here for this one. It's a really interesting question, and I want to hear his take as well.
I'm going to bring this up. I just found this quick article, which is a blog article this is last year, right? This is now a year old, Flutter Ubuntu so far. And this talks about what they're doing with their installer, what it means, what their thoughts are, why they're doing it, and all this kind of stuff. I'll post this in the chat. Hopefully this will direct you on to what they're doing. There you go. So the Flutter desktop, Ubuntu desktop installer, make limits. Oh no, there's a bunch of stuff there. So just all you'll get all you need. Go on then. Sorry.
Okay. That's all right. How to achieve routing on the bottom navigation bar. For each navigation bar item, we have multiple options to go to another screen, while we can pop to a previews screen. Not quite sure what that means about previous screen. Oh, okay, previous. There we go.
I'm still not quite getting this. How to achieve routing upon bottom navigation bar. I mean, for each navigation bar item, we have multiple options to go to another screen. While we can pop.
I mean, there's an on click, but I think on tap on press.
So we can definitely have a play around with this. I think if you can elaborate on your question, maybe we can do a quick example on the stream. So I think what you're missing out here is that you can have multiple navigators in each section of your for each section of your main top level navigation, and then from whatever screen you're on, you can tell any other screen to navigate, and that's really probably what you're missing here. But we can have a look at that maybe.
Yep, and just something else I'm seeing in the chat, when you're posting questions to the Flutter Community Slack, please at least take a guess at which questions channel would be correct. We had to get rid of general because everyone kept putting every single question in general, and it was a monstrosity that was really confusing and really fast moving, and no one could understand what was going on. So, and even when we made question channels, people still tried to put everything in general. So I ended up having to delete it. So anyway, moving on. LERP. Somebody's first time seeing LERP used in real life. Did you see it used in a movie or anime?
Like you, it's that kind of stuff you use in being taught it in like
oh, you mean like data systems and algorithms?
Yeah,
stuff that you never see again.
Look, there's a couple of different lerps. There's also smooth lerp, which is another SLERP, which is another common practice one, and they are used all the time in Flutter.
Yes.
A lot of stuff is used.
Go dig under the hood and look at what's going on with the animations.
Yeah. What was the other one?
Yeah.
They have some bicubic curve stuff as well for like when something changes its size, like a panel and stuff like that. You have or hero.
There's
animations.
a lot of I've seen a lot of lerping between colors, though, in particular.
The nice thing about this kind of thing with lerp is that you can then enhance it in Flutter with the curves class. So you can actually have like a fast into your lerp function. Then it goes out, flattens out to its linear side and then comes back out again. And you can do bounce effects and all sorts of other fun things.
Now, an interesting thing, we were talking about T, which could then turn around and potentially offset the center point. When you start introducing variations on T with a curve, you think they're going to play nice?
Yeah, they do. It's almost the same as an alpha multiplier. It's about when you do it before or after. So it's like you're feeding the output of the curve into your lerp function, or you're feeding your lerp output into your curve function. There's reasons to do those two things separately. Depends on what you're doing. But for most times, you want to do it. What is that sound? Is that something from your side?
Yes, the plumbing over here. I believe they're working upstairs.
Oh, okay. So for most times though, you want to like do you can do curves dot, let's say, I'm trying to think of one, bounce in dot evaluate your normal t value, and then what you're going to get is a modified t value that you can put into your color, and then the color values would bounce. Right? I mean, it depends on what you're doing. Like bounce doesn't make sense with color, really. Like it would just go between random colors and it just wouldn't look good. But you could do it for like X, Y, width, height, things like that. That might make more sense. But it would depend on what you're trying to do. Let's see what else we can do. I'm going to bring up another question since Scott is muted. I tried to implement draggable page that is scrollable. Well,
I said we're holding off on that one until Matt gets here.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. There you go.
Oh, okay. You click that one.
There you go. I have an app with a splash screen and login. I need to make an integration test. How can I test the login screen? Because the expect doesn't find the widgets. The app uses routes. So there's actually a very clever thing on Finder. So in your let me see if I can bring up the documentation. I will find what I'm looking for in a few seconds because I have code for that. I think that's the one. I had the same problem, by the way. I know I had to fix it. That's it. So there's a couple of things. So, for example, let me bring up the codes. It says if we can find it. See what's in here. So you're doing integration tests. So you should have. Oops. There we go. I'll zoom in a bit. You should have a Flutter driver normally, and from that you can actually say, I think it's in here. There we go. Wait for. So there's all these wait for absent, wait for condition, wait for tappable, wait for, and this is literally wait till the finder locates its target. It's that simple. So in your situation, you just do driver.wait for whatever you're trying to find, and it'll wait till it finds it, and then it will proceed on from that. And you can do a timeout. And if the timeout expires, it will then throw and the test will fail, right? So you can put you expect 1 second to go by. Now, ideally, what you do is the other thing that you want to do inside your integration tests is you can start your app up with the a time dilation, like set really high or really low, I forget which way, but basically, and you can also use fake async, but basically to get rid of time out of all your tests. So as soon as, instead of transitioning, your animations are disabled. That's another thing you can do. Just use the there's a feature to disable animations. Like off the top of my head, I can't remember what it is. Use it for accessibility. Anyway, the point is, during your Flutter driver test, you can actually disable all your animations so that your stuff happens immediately. Yeah, and that way you don't have to wait so much. But yeah, you can use these wait fors. So if I'm going to tap on a widget, I always do wait for tappable if I'm expecting it to be animated in on like a previous route or something like that, so that it waits for it to be on the screen before I tap on it in the integration test. Hopefully that answers your question, Raymond. Right. Think that's that one answered. I think I've lost the Scots. I'm all on my own at the moment. Do we have? Let's see. Let's see. I've got another question coming in here. Why not? Let's get through a few questions. Firebase specific question. Is there any way to get all of the collections in a document alongside the document data in a stream? Yes, you can join two streams together. So you can get a stream of your document. I forget the name of it. So transform on a stream, right? You can do like a flat map. And then on a flat map, you can listen to another stream. So there's RX Dart has it. Maybe we can see what it is. I think someone's joining us. Hang on. Feel the force, Luke.
Bum 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 bum.
Where the hell did you get that?
Bum bum bum. May the fourth be with you.
Oh dear.
I told you I had something for today.
Is that like is this a special day then? Is this like when Star Wars was released? Do I know nothing?
Well, actually, I think it was released May 25th, which is my birthday.
Oh.
But you know, May the 4th just sounds like Star Wars. So now it's officially Star Wars Day.
And you're gonna wear that for the entire stream?
I'm gonna try.
Oh my goodness.
As long as you can hear me.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not too bad.
But also, coinciding with this, today I'm launching the Flutter Clone Wars over on my channel.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
I know that certainly everybody at Humpday Q&A is already subscribed to the SuperDeclarative channel. But if anybody forgot, now would be a great time to go subscribe. You don't even need to leave this tab. Chrome has the ability to open second tabs. So you go do that, go to SuperDeclarative on YouTube, and then hit subscribe. In the first video, we are cloning the Robinhood crypto price glitch effect. Go check it out.
Nice. So that's oh wow, I see it. That's out now. Cool.
It's ready to go.
So I'll bring that up. Oh, he says press the wrong button again. There you go. Oops. I'm all over the place today. Here you go. SuperDeclarative. So it's this one here. Nice.
That's right.
Cool. And for anyone who doesn't know, this is what Matt looks like normally.
That's right. I have lots of costumes.
Honestly, I think it'd be better without the mask on. But, right. Let's get back to this. Right. I'm talking to a stormtrooper. Surreal moment. Right. A Firebase specific question. Yes. So going back to this. So there's a package called RxDart. And let's bring that up here. Oops. So I'll bring this up on the stream. Point you in the right direction. So there's a package called RxDart. And in this package, you will find a switch map, I think it's called. Switch map stream transformer. And this shows you example of what you can do. So basically, you have your normal stream. This is like a Firebase stream of document. And then you do your switch match transformer, and you can provide this mapping function. And what this is you'll get your document here and you return another stream. And what you can do is return your stream of sub-documents or sub-collection. And you can also join them together. So there's another feature that you can get in here, which is combined. So you kind of want to do two things. You're kind of wanting to get the document and get the child collection documents, right? Yeah, and you can do that in one stream, but the trick is to use RxDart's stream transformation functions. I'm trying to think of like what the best one would be in your case. Is there flat map? Is there a flat map? It's not the same as switch map, or am I missing something? I forget. Anyway, go look at the flat map and stream map, switch map stream transformers, and I believe that will get you in the right direction. But basically, you listen to one stream and emitting another. Let's see what else we have. I'm curious about how easy it is, how easy the API and docs in my package put pin for unfamiliar eye. Are you trying to get your package on the stream?
Free advertising. That's what that is.
You've got your package now. People can go check it out and tell us how easy the API docs are. To be honest, it's just like if as long as you like put all of your document, public comments in and everything else, your documentation that's going to be generated will be fine. Looks good to me. Some nice screenshots, some tables, code snippets, nice long README is always good, with the comments of various properties and options that you can supply. I think you could do well with doing some more commenting on your actual class objects and enums. So yeah, so I'm just going to bring this up. This is not I've no idea. I've not used this package, so I'm not promoting it. But yeah, so for example, there's no description here on top of these like classes, right? So this one is more about credentials here, right? That explain what it is. Like here, no explanation about this, right? If I go into the constructor, does it tell me anything about the parameters? Nope.
That's way too many parameters, whatever that is.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well.
By the way, so some people in programming, they say, don't place a doc comment on like properties that are obvious. But I actually disagree, because when you open up these docs, anytime you find something that doesn't have any doc comment at all, it feels like you forgot it.
So here, he's got you on the properties, right? Which is nice.
Yep, that's good.
So and they're all documented here, but you do need to have them on the constructor, right?
Well, especially a constructor that takes in 50 arguments, but you got to do something with that constructor.
Every class should have where should I go to use this? Why am I looking at this? It should be like, okay, SMS code result is a response object to an SMS auth or whatever the function is. And then kind of loop these back together so there's an easy way of browsing these. So one thing that you can do, which isn't all that clear in a lot of documentation, is that you can use. See, none of these. There we go. Look like this. So this is referring to a function that's already existing. I don't know if that's in the original documentation, but or if it's magically found the name. I don't remember. Basically, you put square brackets in and put your symbol in there, and it will link to that other place in the documentation. And you can make those leaps yourself when you're documenting. So you can definitely link classes together and explain it. But yeah, there's not. This looks pretty empty right now. I look at the library. Also, if you put a Dart doc / comment above your library, the library line, you'll get it in here as well. You get a nice paragraph or markdown of all of your content for your library, and this will give you a starting thing on your package. So yeah, looks interesting. Pin verification stuff. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not gonna go there, but there's your free buy me a coffee advertisement here, right? So Scott was waiting for you to turn up. I don't know. He's had to disappear off books, but he said we should wait until and do this together. I don't know what this is. I think you'd be better without the mask on, if I'm honest.
All right. Since it's your show,
look at that! Oh wow, you got the whole hog on underneath there. Aren't you going nuts with the heat under that thing?
No, it's kind of chilly in here, anyways.
Now you just look
I can drink my coffee.
now you look like a burglar.
Yeah, burglar in a oversized foam stormtrooper costume.
Oh, is it like foam? Is it not just like a shirt or something?
Yeah, it's like got this thick stuff going on here.
You're just asking to get sweaty. Right. Well, moving on. Right. I'm trying to implement draggable page that is also scrollable in my package. Dismissible underscore page. Any tips? You've touched on a really hard topic, and that is scrolling. It's kind of, because for a draggable page, you kind of want to drag it down when you're at the limit of your scroll. Or so if you're at the top and you drag down, there's no more for it to drag to, so you want it to pull the panel down. And the team made some widgets for that, but to be honest, I've had to do this a few times, and there's no real nice solution that I can think of. You can listen to your scroll events and know when you've reached the limit and start scrolling on the outside and forward those events on. I mean, Android had the same problem with nested scrolling, and they had to redo the entire scrolling notification architecture to handle it. And I think probably, if I'm honest, with the way Flutter does it, is it needs the same thing. Like, there's no way to tell me what you think, Matt, but there's no you can't, there's no, what's the word? So for example, let's say you put a scrolling element inside a scrolling element or something like that, or you can't, when you reach the end of one, you want it to continue scrolling on the outside one without stalling the event pipeline, right? So you don't imagine you've got like a list of content in a pull-up panel from the bottom of the screen, and you're halfway scrolled down. So you scroll that panel, and when you reach the top, you want it to start pulling the panel down. You don't really want it to stop and scroll, and then you have to tap on the top of the panel to pull it down, right? You want a smooth kind of transition.
I would go look at the implementation for bottom sheet. There's one of the bottom sheets does what is being asked here.
Oh yeah, but it's not great, if I'm honest. The framework.
I mean, it is what it is. So, this is asking to do exactly what that bottom sheet does. And so whatever the implementation is in bottom sheet is probably the way to go about it, even if it's messy.
I don't remember what it's called now. Draggable scrollable sheet. What a name. This is the widget that you're looking for. Draggable scrollable sheet. And
now I don't think you're going to be able to use that widget, but whatever that widget does is apparently what you need to do.
It does this annoying thing where basically the way it works is it gives you a scroll controller, which it inherits from, and it does some weird things with the events to try and make it so that when it reaches the limit of this scroll controller, it will start dragging the sheet down. But to be honest, if you're just trying to put a draggable sheet, just use this widget. That's what it's there for. Yeah, it's a complex problem. I don't think there's any easy way to explain it on the stream, but there's definitely a widget for that, as they say. Yeah.
Well, there's a question here asking if I will do videos for major clones of popular apps. Well, Robinhood is a popular app, and cloning popular apps is in the description for the series. So I certainly hope the answer is yes.
I'm trying to think what is Robinhood?
Really? You don't know what Robinhood is? Is a stock trading app.
Oh, okay. I don't do stock trading, so there you go. That's why I don't know what that is.
Robinhood is where a bunch of people made a bunch of virtual money during COVID and then lost it all on GameStop and AMC.
Oh, I heard it. Yeah, I heard of that stuff, right? Yeah. They lost it in the real world stuff. Right. Well, there you go. Keep your questions coming in, everyone. We're here to answer them. In the meantime, wasn't there something? But it was a previous question. I was going to do a quick example. I'm going to scroll through the chat and see if I can find it. So the Clone Wars series. So this is going to be like cloning popular apps. So I haven't seen the obviously latest video, the Robin Hood one, but so you go in there and like show how you can do like the charts and other things. I guess there's in a stocks and shares app, and or is it just more about like
the first video is so in the Robinhood app, when you're looking at a cryptocurrency, the price changes like every couple of seconds. And it does this little glitch effect where it glitches green or red, depending on which one it is. So in this first video, all we do is we go create that effect. And it kind of looks like a motion blur, but it's not really blurring. It's just a little text jitter. So that's what we implement. And then there will be a video where we implement those. There's an animation of like that 1980s style neon landscape.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So we're going to do a video where I create that. On the homepage, there are some news cards that tell you what happened since the last time you were in the app. And you can swipe them left and right. And then at the end of the stack, there's an animation that expands. We'll do that. And then I've got some stuff for the Starbucks app. So we're just going to go take various effects and widgets from all sorts of popular apps. Eventually, we'll do some from Facebook and maybe YouTube, and just it's a process into the future.
Maybe you should just. I'm not calling it out here. I'm just thinking out loud here. Just a thought. Mariano did those clones. It might be good to reach out to Mariano and see if he wants to bring them up.
Well, hasn't he abandoned us in favor of Android?
I don't know what he's doing right now. Actually, it's been a while. Can you explain Dart's reduce? No, it's a reduce function. I don't know. I don't know enough. To be honest, I don't think I've actually used it once. Have you ever used it before, Matt?
No, I'm not big on streams. Or what people might call reactive programming, RX stuff, reactive extensions.
What do we actually have here? This is the Dart library. So is it list or iterable? It's probably an iterable. It's on, I don't think it's not on stream. It's not on a stream, is it? I think you can do reduce on like anything. I have no idea. There you go. Reduces. Oh, you got fold. I use fold all the time. This is the thing. You probably want fold, right? So fold I use all the time, which is essentially that sort of. What fold does is you give it your initial value that you're trying to combine into, and you give it a combine function. It always passes the previous value, that is the previous return value from combine. So you could always return back the initial value if you wanted to, and then you do something with element based on the previous value. So this allows you to combine things together. So let's say you had a list of numbers, you could just say previous plus EL and return that from this as a lambda, and then start with 0, and you get the sum of all of your elements in your list. Oh, look, saying that, there's the example. That's the first example. Let's go down to there you go. So that's kind of like an example use case. But yeah, it just loops over and see here. Here's the implementation. It's nice and simple, but it's useful to have all the time. I'm not sure how reduce is different. There's no initial value here. Reduce a collection to a single value by iteratively combining elements. Yeah, so this is giving you your previous. Is that your previous value? What is that?
Yeah, that's what you're adding, right? Oh, this is reduce, not fold.
That's what I'm just trying to look at here. So it has this very similar. It's just passing you the first element, the second element for the first time round, right? And then the second loop around is going to be passing you the result of this as value. And then in this case, it would be the fifth value, combining those together. And then the last iteration, you'll be getting 0.5 as your element. And then the sum of all these three together. There you go. I've explained it. And then just read the documentation.
Was is that what's meant by darts plural, or is darts plural a package or something?
I think it starts plural because reduces on every iterable.
Are you in a package right now, or are you in the standard docs?
It's standard docs. This is Dartcore. Sorry, I just realized that the brand where is it? There we go.
Yeah, so what I was asking is darts the name of a package, or is this person asking about the general reduce method within Dart, the language?
Oh, we can see if he answers, but I think it's the general one.
Okay.
Um,
And there's a follow-up question here about whether I'm going to clone entire projects and like as in more than just the UI. And the answer to that is probably not. One obvious reason is that I can't replicate Facebook. You know, it's like there's 100 or multiple hundreds of developers working on that. But also, Flutter is a UI toolkit, and people should learn how to create user interfaces with Flutter. App development is a much broader topic, and most of the time that I would spend working on an app would be spent setting, like, imagine if I clone Netflix. Like, now I got to set up like a video stream server with a bunch of content so that we can build out the UI. It just doesn't really work out, I don't think. If multiple people want to get together and build more of an app, maybe I'll participate, but I don't have time to do that on my channel, I don't think.
So what do people want to know about? I mean, we're happy to talk about any topics here while we got some time. Otherwise, we get a nice short stream. I don't mind. Questions, keep your questions coming in, keep your topics coming in. Otherwise, I think there's a few things that we could look at. We got the classic, I think it was the classic navigation issue. I don't think I've got an example for it, but we could certainly these things find it in the chat again. I think I found it there. How to achieve, yeah, so this was what came up earlier. How to achieve routing upon bottom navigation bar. I mean, for each navigation bar item, we have multiple options to go to another screen whilst we can pop to previous screen. I think this is just nested navigators. I mean, that's the short answer, is what you're trying to do. There's plenty of documentation online around nested navigators. And we could show an example, maybe, if I can bring up some codes. Yeah, let me see what I can do. See what we can do. Right, let's get this loaded up. We need some like what you call it? Lift music.
Yeah, you guys got. Isn't there some service that'll give you royalty-free streaming music?
I have some music on here, but you know what? It just gets annoying.
You need the auto ducking though. Like you need to be able to duck the music.
Hang on. Where is it? just I would fall asleep. What else we got here?
Yeah, where's that EDM?
There you go.
We need glow sticks.
Right. Is it done? I don't know if I don't even know. We can put that in the background. I don't know. If it gets annoying anyone, let us know and we'll turn it off. Right. So should I share my screen? Should we do some live codes? Why not? Live codes. Share. This can only go wrong. Share screen. Go for it. Are we getting a screen? Yes, I think we're getting a screen. There we go. So I'm going to hide the question, but the question itself is about bottom navigation. So what we're going to do here, let's create a new little file, and we'll call it bottom nav start. Why not? Make this bigger. I'm going to turn the music off. That's just no, it's really annoying me. There you go. Right. So hopefully, oh, wow, is that really that big? Oh, okay. I think, do you know what it is? It's because our faces. Is that any better? Let's get rid of some of this Chrome and the comment I'll hide. There we go. That's probably a better view, right? We'll go with that. So I'm probably actually going to make that. Right. So we'll have a stateless widget, and we'll call it home, whatever. And we'll, let's do a little bit coding. Right. Okay, and we want to. Here's our basic starting point, and then we'll have a material app just because, and we'll have our home screen, right? And then first, and then have usual scaffold, right? So that's going to be our starting point, and we're going to launch that. Let's run that.
Don't you want to build the scaffold around the builder? Or in the builder around the navigator?
That's what I was going to do. Stop spoiling it. Now, actually, we did do something like that before. I can't remember where it was. I can't remember where it was. Anyway, now I want to specifically talk about like the nested navigator stuff. So let's run this on Windows, and
well, that's the thing is I don't know if you need a nested navigator if you wrap the one you've got with the scaffold instead of putting the scaffold inside the existing navigator.
Well, no, no. What I'm talking about. Let me go a bit further. And I think because the question here is how to achieve routing upon a bottom navigation bar, and for each navigation bar, it has multiple options. I think it needs multiple screens in each one, right? And then he wants to go to another screen, but at the moment you can only pop on the same one, which is what's confusing. So okay, so here's our blank thing. Let's go for it. Let's go for a dark theme since we're here. And it's not const. There we go. So if we have a bottom, let's say bottom navigation bar, and that has a series of bottom navigation bar items. I'm sure I did this. Let's see if I might have updated it. I can't remember. Oh no, there we go. Right, we did like a little custom one. I can't remember why we did this, but can I be bothered using that? No, let's carry on with what we're doing. So I don't know why I did one inside the other. Right, bottom navigation bar item. So pick some. I can do in here. Is it a widget?
Icons. Dot.
It's. So what? Go on, pick some icons. Do home. Is that home one? Do a home one. Any preferences?
Nope.
Yeah, help a brother out.
Do an Android one, and a trash, and a save.
It's actually like an Android light. Oh, there is. Trash. It's actually called trash. I have no idea.
I mean, or delete. I don't know.
Bin. Trash.
It's definitely not bin because we're not British over here.
Delete. And what was the last one you were saying?
Save.
Right. So let's now save that. And that's what? Every item label. See, this annoys me. This happened to me last time. It says label is required.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a required field.
Every
item must have a non-nullable label. Like, what? It's literally a nullable field.
Where's the assert? Is it in build? Oh, it's in the bar.
There we go. It's actually the constructor of navigation bar.
I guess material says thou shalt always have a label on your bar.
Yeah, but then why have it optional then? that's why check for null? Just don't make it nullable. I think this is probably a non-null safety update problem. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just bitching. So we have home. Yeah, let's get this bit out of the way. This is the boring bit, everyone. Sorry. We have going on in the chat. Anything interesting?
Not that I'm seeing on live chat. Nothing new.
Okay, so we have some icons which are weirdly dark.
I guess we do have some questions queued up. I don't know if you want to interrupt what you're doing.
I mean, honestly, this is just probably boring at this point, so we can always bring up questions.
Do I have that ability, or do only you have that ability?
I will click on the next question, and I have no idea what it is, but if you want to read it off, go ahead, right ahead.
I think so. This goes with another question down below. Maybe my old key store type is JKS. Do I need to migrate to new type to enroll into Play app signing? I have no idea. I haven't released a mobile app in forever.
The link that I posted earlier about the Play signing, that has all the information you need. Like, that's just general help. And the website will tell you. But no, JKS is the standard format for key stores. So no, you should be fine. But it will give you instructions on how to extract a certificate from a key store. So if they just want the certificate. Right, let's see.
So I'd like to implement push notifications into my Flutter app, advice on how to proceed and what to use. Again, I haven't released an app in forever, so I don't know what the current technology is for that.
Is Firebase the only solution? No matter what. So first of all, no, it's not the only solution in general for apps. So
on iOS, don't you actually have to? I mean, at least at some level, you have to use Apple's network, Apple's push system, right?
No. So here's the little thing about push, right? So push is delivered by your by the provider. So basically, Apple send the push notifications, Google send the push notifications. Google will always use its Google push service. I forgot what it's called. There's a lot of stuff around Firebase. It's not actually called Firebase, I think, anymore. Or it was. I can't remember. It's part of the Google Cloud stuff. Anyway, and Apple's one is called Apple Push Notifications Service or something. It's APNs, right? They're called APNs. And that's Apple Push Notification, APN, I think. But you can, and the reason why most people do use Firebase is because in Firebase Control Panel, you put your push notification key for Apple, and when you send out push notification using the Google Cloud infrastructure, it will send it out to both Apple and iOS on your behalf. So it makes it a lot easier. But you always have to use Firebase, Google's service for Google devices and Apple service for Apple devices. However, there are libraries out there I can't remember the
Am
name.
I remembering right that Urban Airship was
That's the one I was
one
thinking,
for push
Urban Airship, yeah.
notifications?
Urban Airship, I don't know if they still do them, but there's several libraries like Urban Airship that do push notifications, and the idea is to simplify it for you. But to be honest, Firebase messaging, it works it works, and it's cross-platform, and it'll work with your app. So just add the Firebase messaging package and have done with it. Yeah, we'll give you all the support you need. Right. Let's I wish there's no way to override the actual scaling of an app, is there? Overall, is there?
Which scale are you talking about?
I'm just thinking like out loud here. I haven't tried this. I'm just thinking how I can make that UI nice and large without like resorting to just changing that particular part of the UI or something. I wonder if I can do like UI window.
You could bump up the text factor if you just want the text to be larger.
I wonder if I do this and what happens. Well, let me do that. What is that? It's read only.
Yeah, there's one for testing, but I don't think you can set the actual value.
That'd be nice. Or if there was like a scale factor that you could apply. Like you could then add zooming really easily to. I mean, I suppose actually what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm an idiot. Don't answer this. I'll just do this.
You're gonna be way off screen if you just do a scale, right?
But doesn't it not scale? And, oh, okay. It's scaling the painting, not scaling the. Oh, what you could do is do. Okay, we're going to do this. This is not. Don't do this.
Why is it so small to begin with? What are you running on right now?
Okay.
What was that?
4K monitor.
No, I mean like what is your deployment? Are you deploying to
Windows.
A Windows desktop app?
Yeah. Let's do this. This is fine. Let's do a 3. Let's do 320.
Well, while you do that, I'll read another question. Can new theme.extensions API enable easy way of implementing custom style kit and default Flutter widget, or is it only good for custom widget? I actually don't know what this is. Is this Material 3?
No. We spoke about it. It's if you go to Flutter Decoding on YouTube, the Flutter channel on YouTube, they've released a video yesterday. Craig did. I don't know if Craig's watching. If he is, hey Craig. Craig released a video about this new feature they've added to theme called extensions. And it basically means that you can extend your themes now with all your own parameters really nicely. You could have done
certainly
it before.
Sounds good on the surface. I'll be interested to see if that actually works in practice.
It looks pretty good actually, but it basically you're shimming extra styles through the theme framework. I don't know, it works. It's quite nice. Right, here we go. So I just decided to use a fitted box with a silly scale, but oh yeah, sorry, everything's in the way. There we go. So okay, so this is basically saying scale, this fitted box is scale this size box at fixed size to whatever for everything inside. We can actually do this dynamically. There's a way of doing this with a layout, but do I want to do this? No, this is fine. I will maybe improve this later if anyone's interested. But anyway, back to where we were. So now we have these buttons down the bottom, and we want to switch our content based on that. So let's add our body, and we'll call it. Let's not do that. Let's do a placeholder for a minute. Holder. There's our content area. And then what we want to do is store let's make this stateful. We want to store our tab index. And when you select a tab, I think there's like a on tab. There you go. This wants a function. So on bottom nav. It's pressed, tapped, index. And then what we want to do is say set state, set back to the index. And here in our bottom navigation bar, we want to say what the current index is. So now, if I hot restart, now it changes the nav bar at the bottom and keeps that state. There you go, nice and simple. So let's change that background color. Let's do probably light, but with grey, dark shade, and 900. Can't tell the difference. I don't think that's working. Is that? What the hell? Oh, I just found an issue, or is that me? It's because I've got fixed color, probably. Oh, right, that's interesting. I'm going to try one little last thing to fix that because that's annoying me. I think I wrote through this before. We can wrap this with a bottom. I think the bottom navigation bar thing here. Beta, which is theme.of context. This is exactly what Craig was talking about in his video. Actually, see, either I'm an idiot or I'm really an idiot. I would assume that would change the background color, but it's not. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd move forward. If you're gonna have any chance of showing the back stack in the tab, you have to move on.
Let's get on with the actual navigation part of this. So, what we want is an indexed stack here, and then the index that we want to use is going to be our tab index. Children stacked on top of each other. Now the trick here is that we want a navigation stack per tab. It is a navigation, so we want navigator 1, 2, 3, 4. There's plenty of ways of doing this. I'm just going to simplify it. So we have one for home, Android, delete, and save, and each one of these will want a way of building its route. So for the minute, what we can say is give each one an initial route, and we'll say home. There's lots of ways of doing this. I'm just going to keep it simple. The main thing here is that we give them a key. That's how we control the navigation. So here we want a list, list of navigation, global key, navigator state. We'll call this navigator keys.
And the reason that Simon is adding keys is because when Flutter runs its widget and element updates, it recycles things either based on type or by key. And so the fact that you have 4 navigators, they all have the same type at the same place, Flutter can get those confused unless you assign them a key.
This last field, the debug label, is just so that when you get an error, it will print it out and you'll know which navigator it's for. So this will just generate 4 keys. And then what we'll do is we'll drop those in here. This is the same. Any sibling widgets, you can see here, these are side by side, should always have their own separate keys. Now, we're using global keys so we can access them, and we'll come back to that in a second, but you can also just use a local key. So you can just do like local key, right? And there's actually like a string.
Value key, I think is what you want.
Value key, sorry. Yeah, value key. And you can give it a string. There's also a name constructor for key. And all that does is make a value key for a string. So it's the same thing. So here you can do key and give it a name. So you call this home tab, right? And that makes this identified unique between this one, which is going to be called, I don't know what the second one was now, Android tab. So what we're now doing is basically naming these two things independently. So if I was to remove this one, it would not reuse this widget as if it's the first one in the list. But yeah, if I put this back, what we actually want to do is put home route. We don't need an we don't need an extra. We let's do a page. Awesome. Page. I just need to get this done. Right. So what do we say? We've got home, or I called this home, which is really problematic now. It's called main. And then we'll have a home widget, and this is going to have a scaffold. I want a scaffold, right? Scaffold, and then this body is going to have a center. And then we'll just duplicate this, and we'll call this Android. Again, I'm just using quick naming here, right? Like, don't ever name your widgets just like this, right? Like, give them something. What was this? What was the third one? Android home, delete, save. These are really bad widget names. Delete. Maybe put a section. Maybe that's a good one. Delete section.
And if you're going to want to see the difference, then you probably want to change the text widgets too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So save, delete, and Android for the section. And home section. All right. So now we've got those. What we can do is create a page. Now, key page builder or child space. So you need to type local key. Yeah. Value key is a local key, so key can't be assigned to parameter local key. Okay. Oh, because a key is more generic than a value key. That's why.
It's because key is abstract. You shouldn't be able to instantiate a key at all.
Yeah, but it's got a name constructor that returns the value key. So this should be correct, but because it's a factory constructor, the actual return value is not a value key.
Why in the world would that? Don't as an object-oriented programmer, don't ever do that. That's nonsense. Having a superclass return a subclass. That's
why I'm saying. That's why I'm looking at it going, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, right. Let's we're going to repeat the same thing here over and over again, but we'll do it just for demonstration purposes only. Right, and this one is Android page. Android section. Probably you should probably do a loop or something. I don't know. There's plenty of better ways of doing this, but here this is fine. And then we have the. There's just come 2 sections. And okay. Okay, restart. Oh, that's good. However, we have some. Yeah, okay, yeah. You use pages, you need to also add an on pop page handler, which is really simple to implement. Just, am I doing? Yeah. Isn't it? Or did pop? Or pop? Or maybe pop? Where is it? Page pops. Basically, we actually want to return false, so that's fine. I should do what I want in this case. Don't do that. It's just what I want before, just to get this working. Probably this. I shouldn't have chosen pages now anyway. Right, no errors. That's good. And now when I choose each section, I'm getting each one of those navigators being displayed. Right. Now you can transition, but for the moment that's nice and simple. Now what we want to do is, if down here, if I was just to add, let's just take one. Let's take Android here, and then I'll wrap that in a column. Wrap this in a column. What is the main exercise bin? And then we'll just put a button, text button in here. When we press this button, we're going to use the normal actions that you would normally do in Navigator 1, whatever. I'm just going to throw this in. This is where we actually get to the interesting bit. So say, text. Do something. And then in this function, we can now do navigator of context push. I'm just going to push a material page route. I'm just literally doing this in line as an example. Don't do this. I just want to get this example done so we can move on. So, and here we'll return another scaffold. And its body will be a center widget, and it will have a card of text. This is like nesting hell. Say blah. So so now if I go to this and press do something, blah is only on the second stack. See that? So I can go between them now, and my second tab has a completely different navigation stack to the rest. Now the key here is when you hit back. I don't have a back key on this, right? But if I was to add a back key, in fact, why not we just add a back key up here? So in the top level scaffold, if I'm at bar, I'll stay at the top above everything else. You can also add an app bar per screen. You can do this. There's no big difference here. And next here and say example and an action of you can do a leading, right? I think you can do a leading. That's leading. Right. So this hopefully won't close the app. Good. Okay. So at the moment, there's nothing to go back to, because at the top level, this back is going to be navigating on the top level. That is the one that's built by Material App, the navigator built by Material App. What we actually want to do is capture that back, and then we want to direct it to the right selected navigator key. Do that with a will pop scope, and that has a function on will pop. And this has a really annoying syntax, like a double negative syntax, and it's also asynchronous, I think. Interesting that future now is a futurable. So what we'll say is, do this and just say on back pressed. This is anything whenever pop's being called, basically. And then we'll say navigate to keys, current tab index, AB pop, the current pop, and then we need to await that result, and then we want to invert it. And that's literally the way it works. It's annoying. I won't go into it right now, but that is literally the stupid thing. So maybe pop returns if it was successful, and then this needs you to return if not to continue. So that you put the exclamation mark to reverse the Boolean logic. Well, we're back to where we were. If I now restart the app and I click on Android and press do something and go back to here and hit back, it's going to do nothing because I'm on the home tab. But if I go back to the Android tab and hit back, it takes me back to the first screen. So this is like the back button on Android, or if you had a back button somewhere else per screen, it would now navigate the currently active screen always. But you can still have stuff stacked up on other screens. So if we're very clever about this quickly, and I'll just extend this to maybe be a little bit more intuitive. This. You shouldn't. Oh, it's probably. So if I go down here and we make a very quick, if I take this Android screen, so we'll call it section body. What we're going to do now is just make this a bit more generic. Oops. And then when we press, we'll navigate. Oops. Oh, I've lost it. There it is. So the nice thing about if I do this right is have do one last page. No, I don't have any like generic names. They're all taken. Content page. There you go. Content page. Whatever. Right. And I want to do this. Do I want to do this? No, we can do this in here. We're going to be really. Do I want to do this? Yeah, it's cool. Let's call this section completely generic. We'll delete all of these. Let's do this. Then what we have up here is section home. Section Android. Hopefully, there's no one talking. Is this interesting? Are you got anything to talk about? Any questions?
Well, there's one question. It's going to essentially turn you into tech support, but it says, signing app docs say, if you don't currently have the generate signed bundle or APK dialog open, click build generate signed bundle APK, but I only get build Flutter build app bundle. Now what?
Open up Android Studio, and inside there you've got a way. Okay, look, there's guidelines on how to.
I was just checking that, and I just posted a link on Geeks for Geeks.
No, it's not
exactly
that.
that right now, pointing to the way to do it in Android Studio.
That is not. Okay, so you've got generating your signing key, that's one thing you can do from Android Studio. But I think what everyone's missing here is they literally have a whole section of deploying and releasing an Android app on the store. This is on the site. Here you go, look, there it is. Build and release an Android app, and it tells you about signing, about how you publish it to the Google Play Store, how you deal with all of this. Do this.
It's in the docs.
It's in the docs. That's what it's there for.
Now, it may not have information about how to reuse an old key store.
It does right here.
Oh, okay. I was going to say maybe it's not worth the effort.
There's plenty of instructions here. Look, create an upload key store. Follow those commands. Referencing that key store, you make a key properties file with your special magic in, and then you put this bit of code in your build.gradle, and it will use that file to get access to the key store and sign your app. Never commit your key.properties added to your git ignore, as it says here with a big warning. Don't do that. Right. I'll move on. Just follow the docs.
Minor security issue.
Right. Just a minor one. Right. So section here, what I'm going to do is be cheap here and just say, I'm just going to static route. Bear with me.
And sorry about bailing earlier, folks. We have an older dog who is having some troubles.
Okay, so there he goes. Should be able to do this. And this should be section. Okay, so you should really have like settings. That's not in our case.
How far are you trying to take this?
No, I know. Just had to put a little bit of good practice. I'm literally going to take this one step further, which is just to just to have this pop up on some multiple sections here. So name and index class 1. Let me pop that in now. One click. And yeah, the name index. Okay, so theory goes. Okay, so we've done it all in one file, one little widget there. So up here, I think that's it. I think it's restart and see what happens. So home 0, do something. Home 1, home 2, home 3. I can go to any one of these sections and stack up as many pages as I want on any one of them and go between the sections. And the active section is going to get the back. And the reason why there's the 0 ones, the reason why I've done the 0 ones as pages, they always stay there. They always stay at the bottom of the stack, so you can't remove them. They're pages, they don't get popped. And that's also one of the reasons why onPop page returns false. So I'll put a little comment in here. Don't pop the underlying page at the bottom of that. Yeah, that's the example. I will post this right now and everyone can have a fiddle and try things out. You can, of course, actually, do you know what I can do here? I'm going to improve this slightly. And where's that back button? Now, if I take this app bar out, no one wants an app bar at the top like that. And what we can do is just chuck that in the content scaffold. And now, this is going to be name, index. So when I go on home page 1, 2, I can go back. If that makes any sense. The leading, I put leading in there, but actually if I remove that, then it won't be there on page 0 because you can't go back, but it'll be there on page 1 and 2 because this is the back button's automatically implied if you go back on the stack. You can turn that off. There's like lead automatically apply leading. There you go. You can turn it off with that. Here you go. That's it. That's the example. Yay, all done. Right.
If that person is even still here.
If that person's still here, I can't even remember his name. What's his name? Zand. Zand. Hopefully that helped you out, Zand. Right, I'm gonna chuck that in a gist right now, and we'll see what questions are coming in.
I don't think I've seen any new questions unless I'm missing something.
I've made everyone bored out their minds. Bottom nested nav. Bottom nested nav. A Q&A. And today is 4th. Oh, yeah, it's 4th day. Beat the 4th. Yeah. That was good. Should have laughed. Right. Whatever, that'll do. Right,
there's another question in there about, I guess, signing stuff. App play signing.
No. Just read the docs. That's what they're there for. Right. There you go.
It's funny how many questions are like hyper technical around releasing apps.
It's a really complicated. Don't get me wrong.
It's super complicated. It's just interesting that I've been on here a number of times, and there always seems to be a number of questions about like, how do I do this specific app release thing?
So I've posted the link for the code that we just made for this answer. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we talked about that one. Sorry. No, we talked about that one. Okay. Well, and then the signing. If you don't currently have a generated signed bundle or APK dialog, click this. I mean, that's the one we talked about.
Yep, you did that one.
The docs on display. That what you're reading there is about Android. That's doing it from Android. The Android build, Flutter build bundle. I mean, I just type in the command Flutter build app bundle. Read the docs. I don't know. You're pressing menu buttons I haven't even heard of. So, yeah, sorry. Right. What's this? I think I found a missing piece. My old app was built using Java. My new app Mac. No, makes no difference. Java, it's all Android. You're building an Android app. It's nothing to do with what you made the app in. You just need to use the same signing key. And if you've got your old signing key, follow those instructions on the Flutter site to put your key store in the right folder with the right password and name for your key. And you can use the key tool to even browse it and verify your password. And then you'll come back fine. Right. I think that's it. I think we're at the 2-hour mark. I feel oh, look. There's an auto router package that has an auto tab scaffold. There you go. So I don't know. Maybe that'll help you do what I just did. I'm not sure why I want a whole package just for a few widgets, but if it helps you, go for it.
It's not a show unless one of us talks while muted, right?
I didn't even know you talked.
See how much he listens to me? But there's always something to be said for doing it yourself because, yes, packages are very helpful. And 9 months, 18 months down the road, you find out that the person who is doing them has switched to Xamarin or something else. And
I don't think anyone's ever had that happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think that specific situation has ever happened. I did. Did you? Does it mean I would recommend Flutter Lee's Dark Course? Who's Flutter Lee?
Yeah, and I've seen this name around a little bit, and it always strikes me as a little bit sketchy because Flutter Lee is obviously trying to take advantage of the fame that someone named Flutter E built up a few years ago.
Who created that?
Yeah, so Flutter Lee is definitely trying to suck up on somebody else's name recognition, I think. It's what it seems like anyway.
Will the switch map work on async star? yeah, I mean, it returned to stream. So yes.
Yeah.
You're most welcome, Roberto. Hopefully it helped. Right. Well, since we're wrapping up now,
Did he use comments this time?
No comments, no tests.
I put
Ah.
one. I put one comment in.
Well, as we head out, we need the stormtrooper back.
Yeah.
Okay.
This will give you the outro. We had the intro, now the outro.
So,
Hey, folks, we found the dancing stormtrooper from YouTube.
You will
Show
never
us
see
some
me
moves,
dance
Matt.
any dance of any kind.
like stormtroopers don't dance.
We just get shot.
Oh, I can prove that wrong. Let me share my screen. No, I'm kidding.
I was watching something that was talking about those original films, and apparently, like that whole stormtroopers can't aim or whatever it is. It doesn't actually hold water when you actually look at the real details. Whatever.
Oh,
right.
well.
Oh well, who cares? Right. Moving on. May the force be with you all. Indeed, may the force be with you, and we will see you next week, hopefully.
May the build
Fingers
context be with you.
Ciao.